Let's move into main topic number 2. And our second main topic today gets submitted to us by Eric F. And Eric F. writes, have you heard that theater chains, sticking on the theme of theater chains, have you heard that theater chains are considering slashing Warner Brothers movies up to $3 or $5 for a ticket? On top of that, they are considering keeping 75 to 80% of the price of the tickets. Do theaters have this much power? Okay, thanks a lot for sending that in. Now, of course, this is all coming on the heels of the big announcement that Warner Brothers made that seemed to piss off other studios, pissed off the directors, pissed off writers, pissed off actors, pissed off their other production companies, everybody, that they were going to move all their movies to HBO Max in 2021. Now the movie theaters are saying, there's a report out now that's claiming that movie theaters thinking like, okay, Warner Brothers is saying they're going to put their movies out in theaters and on HBO Max in the same day. Great. We're only going to charge people $3 a ticket and we're going to keep 80% of it. How do you like them apples, Warner Brothers? How does that fit? That's basically what the theaters are saying to Warner Brothers right now. This comes to us from the Business Insider that writes, U.S. cinema chains may reportedly drop the prices of tickets for Warner Brothers films after the studio said its 2021 releases would be available on HBO Max the same day as it hits theaters. Some movie theaters are considering slashing film tickets as low as between $3 and $5 for Warner Brothers titles. Insiders told The Hollywood Reporter, and the cinemas want to keep a hefty chunk of the ticket sales too, at around 75 to 80% of the revenue. That's what's coming out of there. Now, you ask a very good question. Do movie theaters have this kind of power? In a way, yes, but it can be checked by Warner Brothers, but only in a way that Warner Brothers doesn't want to do it. Here's the scenario. Whenever a movie is coming out, movie theaters and the studios come to an agreement on, what is the terms of us releasing this movie and what are the terms of you as a movie theater carrying this movie. It is negotiated on a film by film basis, really, for the most part. A lot of them are standard, but they're kind of also dealt with as individual films. So ticket price, percentages, all that kind of stuff, all gets negotiated. Runtime, does your movie get choice, the best theaters in the building versus whatever? Like, these are all things that are negotiated by the acquisition people at theaters and by the theater relationship people at the studios. They work these things out all the time. Movie theaters are perfectly within their right to go to the studios and say, oh, you want us to, I don't know, Rob, let's just use Matrix 4 as an example. The movie theaters are completely within their right to go to Warner Brothers and say, oh, okay, you want us to put your movie Matrix on our screens. Okay, we're only going to charge $3 a ticket and we're only going to let you keep 75 cents of that or 50 cents of that or 30 cents of that, whatever. Warner Brothers or AMC or a movie theater chain is completely within the rights to set those terms. Now, Warner Brothers, on the other side of the coin, has the total right to decline those terms and just not put their movie in the theaters, which is kind of what it feels like, Rob, is what the theaters are trying to make Warner Brothers do in the first place. I feel like they're trying to back Warner Brothers into a corner if they do follow through with this and actually make Warner Brothers go, never mind, we won't put our film in theaters. And the theaters will go, oh, really? That's such a shame. And then they'll go away. Rob, this is a messy situation, no matter which way you cut it. And doing something like this, I don't see how it really helps the movie theaters to do something like this. At the same time, I see them feeling the need to kind of make a statement back at Warner Brothers. Like, they can't take Warner Brothers to court over this stuff. They're not in any legal agreements with them. Legendary Pictures can take Warner Brothers to court, and they are, but the theaters can't. So they feel the need that they need to respond in some way to what was done. I don't know, Rob, you read this report. What's your kind of take on this?
Well, AT&T did this to themselves. The fact is that people are making movies, especially at the studio level, it's to be released in movie theaters. And again, we talk about an ecosystem. There are movie theaters that are expecting to get movies like Matrix 4 and Dune well, they know about Wonder Woman, but the entire 2021 slate, and they made Warner Brothers, or what is it, Warner Media, made a unilateral decision for everyone to disrupt that ecosystem without calling, without talking to people, especially even the people that put in 75% of the financing for these movies. And Legendary, they're not sitting on a pile of money. They've got other people that have given them that 75% to finance the movies. And now that first return, which is a theatrical return, which adds value. You know, John, if a movie comes out in the movie theaters and it's a big hit, it adds value to that product for the ancillary markets like physical media, like streaming. That's how value is created. And what they've done is they've shattered that, and they'll say, okay, well, it's still coming out theatrically. It's like, yeah, but you've undercut that whole business. So I think that people don't have a choice. You've got the guilds, the DGA, the WJ, they're up in arms. Talent contracts, are they going to pay them off? I mean, they did this and they disrupted the industry needlessly so. So people are left holding the bag going, well, what are we supposed to do about our business? You know, you've done what you needed to do to hopefully guide people to your streaming service. But what about everyone else you left out in the cold? And I think that it was a bad move, and people are left with no other choice. Legendary has to sue because they're on the hook for the money that they've already laid out, that they told other people that they were going to get back with a theatrical release. And
it's an ugly situation. It's an ugly situation, and this isn't the last of it. The DGA is still contemplating boycotting Warner Brothers, in which case there's nobody left to make movies for them, and it could get uglier before it gets better.
It could have been avoided too.
Yeah, could have absolutely been avoided. Anyway, guys, question is for you. What do you think about this move by the theaters? Apparently, according to the Hollywood Reporter and Business Insider, saying that, yeah, they may sure, we'll play the Warner Brothers movies, but we're going to make sure we charge so little for the tickets that Warner Brothers isn't going to get anything out of it. I don't know. What do you guys think? Jump down into the comment section below and let me know your thoughts. Okay, guys.